Hello there! This is LEGO Dynasty, and today I'm doing my review of the LEGO Star Wars Plo Koon's Jedi Starfighter Microfighter. It is set number 75400, comes with 89 pieces, is rated ages 6 and up. Now this set retails in the United States for $12.99 and in Canada for $17.99. Now without further ado, let's kick off this review, starting with the box. Taking a look at the box, you can see Plo Koon's Microfighter flying through what looks to be Coruscant, as that looks to be the Jedi Temple in the background there. Kind of interesting, they decided not to show off Cato Nemodia, which of course was shown on the ARC 170 set that actually showed the ARC 170 getting ready to gun down Plo Koon in his Microfighter, Starfighter, like we see in Revenge of the Sith. Still looks pretty nice there. Flipping the box around, you can see does have Plo Koon outside the Microfighter and shows you can clip the lightsaber underneath the set, which I guess is a good feature. Now taking a look at the manual, it is a rendered image, which again I always will say I'm just not a fan of compared to what we used to get, which was a cost-cutting measure by LEGO, but I just think it just makes the product look less premium than it used to. Doesn't take away anything from the building experience. In the back of the manual does show some of the other sets that were released alongside, specifically the Night Trooper and Death Trooper Battle Pack, Plo Koon's Microfighter, and then the Darth Maul mech. Take a look at the extra pieces I was left with following the build, and you actually are left with a pretty nice assortment here. Obviously, the main piece is probably the extra lightsaber hilt in chrome, which looks pretty nice. Then, of course, you have some studs for the stud shooter, the mechanism for the stud shooter, and then a couple of extra Technic pieces and 1x1 studs, which is definitely nice to add to your collection for free. Now taking a look at Plo Koon, as you can see, and I should say the brand new Plo Koon with his brand new plastic molded headpiece, which is definitely really awesome, I have to say. I will show off the older Plo Koon in a moment, but just taking a look at the actual Plo Koon, great torso printing and leg printing. Even the belt looks excellent there. No arm printing, which I think is just the one thing that's missing, especially since we've seen a lot of other Jedi get really nice arm printing, which would have been nice. Taking a look at the back of the printing, very basic, but still looks pretty nice. Obviously, nothing too crazy, and they don't give you a cape piece to put on him, which kind of makes sense for the set that he is in. Now, taking a look at the older Plo Koon next to him, so you can see some differences right away. Specifically, this one is a soft plastic, so it's very, moldable, or, movable, I guess is a better term. Like, it's sort of squishy. This one's definitely harder, and obviously you can't move the tusks. It's kind of what I would call these pieces before. Obviously, it's his breathing apparatus, but before you could play around and move it. Nowadays you can't at all with these hard plastic ones. The torso print is actually very similar to the newer one, just obviously a bit updated. Like, I guess there is some slight differences, but you can see the white. I'll actually pop that to the side. So you can see the white sort of poking through just like before. It's just basically an updated design. Obviously the old one also didn't have leg printing, so that's pretty nice. And no back printing on the back as well. So definitely a really nice updated Plo Koon figure here with his blue lightsaber, looking awesome. Now taking a look at the Microfighter of Plo Koon's Jedi Starfighter, and overall I really like the design of it. Just obviously I wish it was an actual full-fledged Starfighter rather than a Microfighter. One, we would have gotten Plo Koon's astromech fully rather than just a headpiece. So taking a look at the top of the astromech, this one we've gotten in the past before, also with the previous Plo Koon's actual Jedi Starfighter that we got way back in, I believe, 2011 or 2012. Still looks pretty nice overall. Just would have been nice had we gotten the body. I really kind of wish they just included it, and then, yeah, you would have had to pop it off to put it onto the Microfighter, but would have been nice rather than only getting the top of it. The design is very simple, but I think really does capture the look of the ship quite well with all of its pieces. It's definitely, to me, one of the more detailed Microfighters we've ever gotten, and that makes it a personal favorite of mine. It does have some stud shooters, of course, which is interesting, but again, to activate, you just press down on the mechanism there, as you can see, and that's why they sort of give you extra ones in case you lose it, because that can always be fun. That one actually didn't shoot out for some reason, but that's fine. Just press it back in, just like so. Of course, you can place Plo Koon inside of the Microfighter to pilot it. Very simply, you just place him in there and you're good to go. And then as the box showed, you do have room on the side here to place his lightsaber just right there, so you don't lose it, which is definitely pretty nice. With Plo Koon in it, definitely looks pretty nice, I have to say. Again, just comes down to if you're a fan of Microfighters or not, because obviously you would have preferred them to make a full Starfighter, but with obviously Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter that they extended the lifespan of to match up with the Jango Fett's UCS and Playscale Slave 1s, and then Jedi Bob Starfighter, they obviously just felt like there's too many Starfighters right now, we can't have another one. Personally disagree with that, but at the end of the day, can't change LEGO's mind now. This is obviously the set they went with. Still looks pretty nice overall. The LEGO Star Wars Plo Koon's Jedi Starfighter Microfighter is to me a pretty nice LEGO Star Wars Microfighter set. And it kind of comes down to what your thoughts are on Microfighters. Obviously, they are nowhere near as prevalent as they were in the late 2010s. Because like they're just, it's sort of a dying sub-theme. Like it's kind of the theme, sub-theme of LEGO Star Wars that just won't fully die, even though they sometimes don't even release any sets in a year, and then the next year they'll release 3. In this case, I think they've released 2 this year, so definitely interesting to say the least. But this has to be one of my favorite ones that we've ever gotten, I have to say. I think it looks absolutely outstanding. I think it's great. We're getting such a detailed Plo Koon figure that's so updated from the previous versions that we've gotten, with the brand new molded headpiece, which is also very awesome. And I would expect that because of the molded headpiece, we will get Plo Koon in another set very soon, in another playset, etc. Like I expect they'll want to use this mold at least one other time in another set going forward. Obviously, it won't be this summer, but maybe in a set next summer, for instance. But you know, at its price point, can't go wrong picking the set up if you want this figure. With that being said, that's all my opinion. Let me know your thoughts on the LEGO Star Wars Plo Koon's Jedi Starfighter Microfighter in the comments down below. Please like and subscribe if you have enjoyed, and have a great day, everyone.